Hi, I'm Capt Frank Lanier, a retired Coast Guard officer and SAMS Accredited Marine Surveyor with over 40 years of experience in the maritime and diving industry. I've amassed literally thousands of photos of all the bad things I've found on boats during my career as a Marine Surveyor. So what we're going to do today is take a look at some of my favorites. We're going to take a look at each picture. We're going to discuss why they're evil, and we're going to discuss what you need to do to correct it. So hop in, buckle up, keep your arms and legs inside the car at all times as we take a carnival-like ride tour through the cavalcade of owner-induced perversions that I like to call Captain Frank's Sea Chest of Horror. Sea Chest of Horror. Here's proof that owners of outdrive stern drive vessels are caring, giving folks. If you take care of your stern drive and keep it protected by making sure your sacrificial anodes, aka zincs, are present and in proper working order, this is what your outdrive should look like. If, on the other hand, your marina neighbors have a grounding, bonding, or other such wiring issue, or there's a wiring issue on the dock itself, your aluminum drive will give of itself, acting like a huge sacrificial anode to protect your neighbors below the waterline metals. As aluminum is low on the galvanic corrosion noble metal pecking order, making it more susceptible, always ensure your stern drive sacrificial anodes are present and in good working order. And if you have a corrosion suppression system, make sure that that's operational and working properly as well. Mousing or securing shackle screw pins with stainless steel wire to keep them from unscrewing is always recommended. However, it needs to be done correctly. Contrary to this photo, the mousing wire should pass through the pin and around the shackle itself, not around a chain as shown here. If you mouse the shackle as it's shown here, it can work due to movement of the chain and likely will cause the wire to break. If your anchor rod utilizes a shackle to connect chain to anchor, an anchor shackle should always be used. Anchor shackles are C-shaped to reduce binding and provide greater freedom of movement, as opposed to chain shackles, which are more U-shaped. What should not be used is a quick connect link. Quick connect links are designed to join chain, although even then they should be considered a temporary measure at best. They're weaker than a connecting link, which is the proper way to connect shots of chain, and they can bind or jump off when passing through a windlass or wildcat due to their larger size. They're also weaker than a properly sized anchor shackle. They offer less freedom of movement, and they're prone to seizing due to corrosion and or thread distortion. The LPG system installation here, and I do use the word installation loosely, fails to meet many industry standards and recommendations regarding LPG system installations. The two we're going to address with regards to this photo would be an improperly secured propane tank or storage tank and lack of a pressure gauge. Propane tanks must be installed in a dedicated propane locker that is vapor-proof to the vessel's interior and vents overboard, or be located on the vessel's exterior so that escaping gases can flow directly overboard. The other requirement is an LPG gauge, which allows you to conduct a leak down test to verify there are no leaks in the system. That's the purpose of the gauge in your propane system. It's not there to tell you how much fuel you have, although it will do that, but the main purpose of that gauge is to allow you to conduct a leak down test. Leak down tests are a simple, easy way to check the health of your LPG system and should be done on a regular basis. To conduct a leak down test, turn on the tank valve and energize the remote solenoid switch if your LPG system has one installed. This pressurizes the system from the tank to the stove. Note the pressure gauge reading and then close the tank valve, leaving the solenoid switch open or in the on position. The gauge reading should remain constant for at least 3 minutes. If the pressure drops, then you have a leak or leaks which must be found and corrected prior to using the system. Use leak detection fluid or a solution of dishwashing soap and water to find the leaks. You'll typically find them at fittings and connections, although they can occur anywhere in the system due to chafe or physical damage to supply lines or other system components. Do not use solutions containing ammonia, which can attack brass fittings. And unless you want top billing at the Darwin Awards website, never use a flame to check for leaks.